Now, this is to the clergy in Mount Kenya and Kenya at large. The Spirit says, steer clear of politics because you're setting a very dangerous precedence for the 2027 general elections, and the church is likely to face a lot of challenges and backlash before and after then. Avoid being seen to be supporting one faction or the other of the political divide. Engage meaningfully with the Spirit of God and seek guidance on how certain matters should be handled. Now, why are we seeing an increase in politically instigated violence in churches in Mount Kenya region? Why are we seeing an increase in politically instigated violence in churches in Mount Kenya region? Now, it's a preparation to cause people in that region and in other regions allied to the united opposition to begin to have a molded view in their minds about the political climate in the country. It's a form of mental conditioning aimed at mind control, directed towards a specific outcome. It is a preparation to create tension, to force the people to begin to have a particular outlook about we versus them. Them here is their perceived enemy or opponent, who, by the way, is not an enemy per se. It's also a perception, a preparation, to create certain conditions during and after 2027 elections by a section of leaders in that region, and to subject the outcome of that election to a certain perception that says we are the victims. And so somebody has prepared a script and is using a technique called operant conditioning or instrumental conditioning, which is basically a technique whereby a learning environment is created by modifying behaviors, by adding or removing a reward or an aversive behavior. In this case, a section of the clergy is involved in all this and have willingly sacrificed a sacred component of their calling to be used as a soft landing ground for all of this chaos that you're seeing. They have offered themselves as a sacrificial lamb for slaughter, and their calling and congregations are with it. And for what? You may ask. For political favors, for relevance, for money, for fame. I don't know, but we shall soon know. If you look at the politics of that region, it's tilting quite drastically towards the other side of the divide, with subjection to how things have looked for the better part of the last 2 years, and this has pushed some quarters into panic mode. And so the politically motivated violence, utterances, shifting blame, creating tension is all aimed at seeking for sympathy and modifying the way people, the people of that region, think about the other side of the political divide. Now, how far should the relationship between the church and politics go? Because all this should help us and push us to think deeply about what it means for us and for the future and for the church and for all participants. Why would someone allow a consecrated space that is used for purposes of worship and enriching and preserving the moral fabric of society to be used in such a manner. And I say allow because they have allowed it actively or passively. It is because we have taken this relationship between church and politics too far in our engagements, that we no longer see anything wrong with it. It speaks volumes about our moral fabric, our spiritual health, our capacity to respect and honor God. And it's not just about the four walls of the church. It's more about what we carry on the inside, because the health of the corporate body of Christ is dependent to a large extent on our personal spiritual health. It is a call to ourselves, to ask ourselves pertinent questions about the structural design of the church and its functionality, and perhaps review our engagements with politics and other players, and maybe outrightly regulate or outrightly ban political activities from the church altogether. Please tell me what you think about this in the comments. This is Prophetic Truth Bites. See you soon.